All right, good afternoon. We'd like to welcome you and your families to Archbishop Hoban High School's Fall Open House. We understand that the registration spaces filled up quickly. However, we hope that this virtual option will be extremely informative. Our view book, a link to our virtual tour, and this recording will be shared with you via email and on Facebook, as well as on our admissions website at hoban.org/admissions. Today, you'll be hearing about Hoban from our leadership perspective on the following topics: our Holy Cross tradition, the state of the school, student engagement and academics, and the admissions and financial aid process. Our panelists today are our Associate Principal, Brother James Spooner, our President, Dr. Tom Curry, our Principal, Dr. Emily Ramos, our Director of Enrollment Operations, Sarah Handy, and me, Cheryl Kroon, Director of Admissions. At this time, I would like to introduce Brother James Spooner, who's going to conduct our opening prayer and provide more information about the Brothers of Holy Cross.
Good afternoon. We are gathered in the presence of a God who knows only love, and we do so in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Loving God, you have given us many gifts and talents, all generous blessings from you. We are gathered to consider Archbishop Hoban High School as the Catholic high school of choice to further develop those gifts and talents, taking what has been learned and developing it further to lead from formation to transformation under the guidance of teachers, coaches, and moderators at Hoban. Grant us the grace to meet the opportunities and challenges offered with zeal and discipline and hope and integrity. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Archbishop Hoban High School is a school in the tradition of the Congregation of Holy Cross, whose primary ministry is education of the whole person. In 1837, Blessed Basil Moreau founded the congregation in an early writing on the philosophy of education for his schools wrote, "The mind will not be educated at the expense of the heart." He believed in more than classroom exercises, adding music to the curriculum, which was unheard of in France. Hoban is a school sponsored by the Brothers of Holy Cross from Notre Dame, Indiana, part of a larger educational community, including in the United States, 7 other Holy Cross schools sponsored by the Midwest Province, 10 sponsored by the Moreau Province of Priests and Brothers, and 5 universities sponsored by the United States Province of Priests and Brothers. In total, over 60,000 students are educated in 12 countries around the world by members of the Congregation of Holy Cross and their collaborators. As a Holy Cross school, we have 10 holy core values which undergird all aspects of school life. Each year we choose one of them as a theme for the year. This year the core value is excellence, which is simply defined as empowering each student to become a lifelong learner. Excellence can be applied to every aspect of our life, from the classroom to athletics to how we live. And even though we focus on excellence, all the other core values feed into excellence and receive value from our excellence. Students involved in Hoban become different by their events and activities, some of which you will hear about from other presenters today. It is my hope and prayer you will give consideration to your choice of a Catholic high school and choose to become part of our Hoban family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother James. Now we'll hear back about the state of the school from our president, Dr. Tom Curry.
Well, thank you all, and hello. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this webinar to learn more about Archbishop Hoban High School. You know, we know that you have many great educational options for your daughter or son in the Akron area. The fact that you're here with us tells us that you've already discovered something about Hoban that you feel might be exactly right for the next 4 years of your child's life. Something that will build on the foundational values they've received from you and develop through their elementary and middle school years. something that will build them into the young men and women we all want them to be, prepared for the challenges and joys of college and of life. So thank you, and thank you for choosing us. My hope for you today is that you find your intuition to be true, and that Hoban really is the best place for your student. This is my second year at Hoban. I'm a sophomore. Your students have all been in schools where the principal is the primary administrator. Here at Hoban, our principal is Dr. Emily Ramos, who you'll meet in just a minute. And much like the principals you've had in the past, her main responsibility is to work with the teachers to provide the very highest level, challenging college prep program in a very supportive community. As president, it's my job to ensure that Dr. Ramos and all the teachers, counselors, and coaches have the best resources needed to provide that premier education. That takes planning and budgeting. It takes community and alumni relations. It takes excellent buildings and facilities. But most importantly, what Dr. Ramos and I hold in common is partnering with you, the parents and the guardians, to educate the hearts and minds of our students. I hope you have the chance to visit our 70-acre campus and our many wonderful facilities, our beautiful Holy Cross Chapel, our Innovation Center for Engineering, the Jim McCool Entrepreneurial Center, our really state-of-the-art fitness center, and a few previews of coming attractions, if you will. I'm happy to share that in the coming weeks, we will open a new golf training center equipped with 2 simulators and a chipping green. We will also commence construction of a 7,000 square foot complete renovation to our art studios. We'll be upgrading the curtains and the rigging on our stage for our theater productions. And in the coming year, we plan to completely turf our lower practice fields. I've been in high school as a teacher or administrator for more than 25 years. And I just want to share what attracted me and my family to Hoban. I'd say I can boil it down to 3 things. Number 1, the location. Being right off the highway and within minutes of Akron, Kent, Canton, and within an hour of Cleveland, and all the educational, cultural, business, and service opportunities those cities provide really allow so many opportunities for our students. Secondly, the variety of educational possibilities that are unique to Hoban. No other school that I've known under one roof has classes in archaeology and museum studies, has an entrepreneurial track, 17 classes in the visual and performing arts, a program that rivals many colleges, a steel drum corps, 3 pre-engineering classes, and several classes offered for college credit. But most importantly, it's our strong Catholic identity. We call Hoban a family. And as Brother said, the core values that bond our family is what really attracted me. I had a conversation recently with a freshman dad. For years, they'd expected their son to attend another area Catholic school. But as he hung out with Hoban families and met their kids, and as he learned that many of the folks in this area that he admires all happen to be Hoban alumni, he began to notice that they all had something in common. He called it authenticity. They all seemed very comfortable being just who they are. And that's Hoban. That genuineness and that generosity is what I first experienced here and why I'm sending my own daughters to Hoban. I hope you discover that authenticity and want to be part of our family. I thank you for joining us and hope you learn a lot about Hoban. And I very much hope to meet you in person here on campus very soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Curry. Our principal, Dr. Emily Ramos, will provide insight into our academics and student engagement via student organization and athletics.
Thank you and welcome to everybody for joining us today. It's my privilege to be the principal of Hoban. This is my 5th year. And as Dr. Curry said, it's my job to ensure the magic happens each day, but it's our dedicated faculty and staff who do the amazing things. I see those Holy Cross values that Brother James mentioned, integrity, inclusiveness, family, woven and infused into each classroom setting. I see students that get to be challenged and engaged with content and thinking critically, which is what the world needs. As a Holy Cross education, we work, as Brother James said, to deliver information, to provide formation, and to transform our students. And that's what I see. Our young students, our future high school students, are the ones who need to fix this world that's a little broken and cracked at times. And I believe strongly that it's those core values and that lens that they can view the world that will give them the strength to make this world a better place. Within our academic program, we have a strong college prep program inclusive to all students, as Dr. Curry mentioned. We have programs that are tailored to the needs of your individual son or daughter. So some students find their strength in math, some find it in the humanities, and we can tailor their classes accordingly. We have 17 CCP courses where students are able to earn college credit while they're on campus here at Hoban, and 9 AP courses. These are great opportunities for students to start earning college credits while they're on a high school campus. And I'm very proud to say in the last 5 years, we've had over 60 National Merit students. This past year, we've had 3 National Merit semifinalists and 6 commended students. We also have supports in place for students who need a little extra help. We have a robust tutoring center, study halls with extra teachers for support. We are a John Peterson school, so if your son or daughter has an IEP, we're able to work with you to ensure we can give them the supports needed to find success in high school. Dr. Curry mentioned some of the exciting places on campus. I love walking into the Innovation Center and seeing students create and make and develop new ideas, and sometimes fail, but come back stronger with their next new idea. The creative arts that we have in the digital art studios and the studio arts, and the programs that are going to be able to be developed once they're in their new spaces. We also, as Dr. Curry mentioned, have an archaeology program that goes to Jamestown and Mount Vernon and digs at local historical sites. We have an art careers field program where students are able to interact with local and national artists, museum curators. We have a pre-engineering 3 program where students are able to take internship opportunities at local businesses. And our Model UN class and program travels both locally and nationally in competitions. Faith is an important component of what we do here at Hoban. So our students complete service hours each year. Last year we had over 20,000 service hours completed by our students. They have weekly service opportunities. They have alternative spring break opportunities, summer service, retreats, and spiritual engagement opportunities. Our co-curricular programs, we have state championship mock trial team, academic challenge team, science Olympiad team. We have a robust drama program, esports, Spanish club, chess club, and a Black student union, just to name the few. And let's not forget our athletic program, which has 27 sports over 3 seasons. 75% of our students are involved in athletics, and almost 80% of those students are on honor roll. But one of the magical things about Hoban is students interact with each other, and the athletes go to the clubs, and the clubs' performances go to the athletic games. And so students really support each other in all they do. As others mentioned, I really encourage you to find a time to come on campus, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ramos. Hoban also puts value and affordability at the forefront as we consider families for scholarships and financial aid. Sarah Handy, our Director of Enrollment Operations, will provide more details on this process. Please take time to view our Affording Hoban link that will be emailed to you later.
Thank you. So far, you have learned a lot about the value that comes with a Hoban education and the investment and sacrifices that you make. And we do everything that we can to make it affordable for any student who would like to have a Hoban education. You've heard from Brother James speak about our Holy Cross core values, 2 of those values being inclusiveness and option for the poor. You heard about the state of the school and how many campus improvements we have done and continue to do because of our generous donors, both alumni and community organizations. You've heard about the academics and co-curricular and athletic opportunities that are available and where the investment really can take you even once you graduate from Archbishop Hoban High School. So now I just want to talk about a little bit more of the opportunities that come from the assistance that Hoban can provide you. Archbishop Hoban High School is committed to providing financial assistance to any qualified students that have that would like to receive a Hoban education. For the 2020-2021 school year alone, we awarded more than $2.5 million in financial assistance in the forms of grants, endowed scholarships, and need-based tuition assistance. That means that over 60% of our families are receiving some form of aid to help make a Hoban education possible and to award them for their successes that they've had thus far. We give both merit and need-based aid, and through our need-based tuition assistance, that is funded through the generosity again of donors to Archbishop Hoban High School, the Hoban Trust Fund, the GAR Foundation, and the Diocese of Cleveland. The most important thing to keep in mind when it's time to apply for assistance through Hoban is creating what's called a FACS application. A FACS application is similar to a FAFSA, which is done at the college and university level. When it is time to complete this part of the application process for financial aid, you will use your tax information from the current year, and then you will also use for the coming school year that you'll be attending Hoban. Through the FACS application, we are able to award need-based aid, as well as you're able to identify if you are an EdChoice eligible family or a John Peterson scholarship family. So you heard Dr. Ramos talk about the John Peterson scholarship that mainly goes to students who are on service plans. So often you'll already know if you are able to transfer, if you're on that scholarship, to then having it at the high school level, or if you don't know and maybe you're on a plan and you are eligible, we'll make sure that you know the correct steps to take to receive this scholarship. To get into a little bit more about eligibility for those two specific things, again, I talked about the EdChoice Scholarship Program. So through the Ohio Department of Education, you can receive this if you're eligible in two ways. One way being residence-based, so based on the school district that you live in, if the public school is considered a poor performing school and they are on a list that the ODE puts out, then that can give you eligibility for EdChoice Traditional. Or the other form of the EdChoice scholarship is called EdChoice Expansion. And so through that, it is income-based. And again, seeing your FACS application, we can determine if you are in the 200th percentile of the poverty guideline or below, and then aid can come in that way as well. So the Ohio Department of Education helps fund towards tuition, and then Hoban can help assess the remainder and see what we are able to provide as well. And same goes with John Peterson. So those are all things that happen through the FACS application. You'll do it one time, and then every year you'll just update it. That same FACS database will be what you use to pay your tuition payments, and you will be able to, when you enroll at Hoban, pick whatever payment plan works best for you and your family. And these things primarily will happen your 8th grade year. Come December, there will be deadlines that are in place, and then we're able to share with you a package come early January, around the same time that you will then be applying for admission and finding out if you've been accepted or not. Enrollment will happen in March. And Cheryl will eventually talk to you a little bit more in detail about the admissions process. So continuing on with financial aid, you heard about some need-based tuition assistance through the form of FACS and the Ohio Department of Education scholarships, as well as I've referenced the Diocese of Cleveland, which helps based on your information they see on FACS as well. So now I want to talk about some scholarship and grant opportunities. We pride ourselves at Hoban for the amazing donors who have generously given back to the school in the form of named scholarships. These scholarships are given to students who demonstrate academic excellence, co-curricular involvement, and leadership. Again, they're merit and need-based scholarships that we give out. There's a Hoban application that will be required to fill out to receive one of these scholarships, and most of them can be renewed every year. The other way that you could receive need-based tuition assistance outside of the endowed scholarships is through the high school placement test. So all students are required to take this test that helps us with placement. But then also, if a high score is achieved, they can receive merit-based scholarships. And if a score in the 90th percentile or higher is achieved, they can receive what is called a Father Moreau or Dujari scholarship, which is specific just to the placement test. And these are also renewable all 4 years, as long as a grade point average is kept. So those are scholarships. Some grants that are offered are the family plan, so recognizing families who have more than one student attending Hoban at a time. The Diocese of Cleveland helps with the Catholic School Teacher Grant. So if there is a full-time employee of a Catholic school, then there is a grant to help with that. And then lastly, the Alumni Legacy Scholarship, another special one, recognizing families who are continuing generations here at Hoban. So if at least one parent is a graduate of Hoban, there's a grant for that as well. So now you've heard about need-based tuition assistance, scholarships, and grants. The last thing I want to end with is our work-study program. Something else that has been a long-standing tradition at Hoban, when we were an all-boys school and mainly the work-study consisted of maintenance. Wow, have we come a long way with that. And now not only are students allowed to participate in this program, but parents as well. So this gives tuition credit for a student or parent employment at Hoban during the summer or school year. The time to apply for this will happen at registration when students are enrolling with us. And the tasks have expanded from being your typical maintenance and cleaning to also using skill sets of the students and parents who work in different offices and departments. So all of that is what we do to assist you in helping to make a Hoban education affordable. We look forward to walking you through the financial aid process when it comes time. And you can learn more, as Cheryl had shared before, by visiting our website at hoban.org/admission/affording-Hoban. And now I'm going to turn it back over to her, to our Director of Admissions, Cheryl Kroon, who will give you an in-depth look at the admissions process.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It was really, really informative. And again, with regards to our admission process, it starts with the Hoban application. So families will need to complete that application by December 1st. So if you are also, if you are attending a Diocese of Cleveland school, you will also receive a paper application from your 8th grade teacher. So that is going to be submitted along with the Hoban application. If you are a homeschooled student, you're attending a public school, an independent school, or you are in another diocese like Youngstown or Toledo, then you will just fill out the Hoban application. And that includes our regular application for admissions and consideration for our merit-based scholarships. So you're going to fill out that application, submit it by the December 1st deadline, and then we will provide a financial aid package for you in early January, as long as you've completed your FACS application as well. So we're here to help walk you through that particular process. And as Sarah and the rest of our leadership team have noted, we want to build a true partnership between you, our families, and our school. We're a community that truly appreciates the time, sacrifice, and investment that you've already made in your student. Excellence, values, and mission are instilled throughout everything that we do here at Hoban. We thank you for entrusting us and look forward to assisting you through the admissions and the enrollment process. So take the first step, become a Knight. We want you to complete our Become a Knight form on our admissions page. Please note that we can also provide private tours. And if you and your family, so if you and our family want an in-person tour, we can provide those private family tours. Again, we thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to providing a smooth transition from middle school to Hoban. Feel free to reach out, connect with us if you have any questions, and we thank you again and have a blessed afternoon.